Well, hello guys. Look at how professional I am at my embassy suites with a phone and a cord on it. Haven't seen one of those for a while. Why am I at embassy suites? Well, during all this CV stuff going around, I got a friend who's getting married, and wow, I am glad I am not in that situation because I couldn't imagine being them leading up to this weekend with all the shit that's gone on in the world right now. So I have been instructed by my CEO at my new company. He sent an email to the entire organization advising people to work from home for the foreseeable future until further notice. Everybody is working from home. So there goes my plans of making cell phone videos on my way into work right now. But I got to make do with the time that I got. And right now, I got some time because I'm waiting for the bellhop to show up. There was a leak in the previous room that I was in that the ceiling was actually falling apart. I'm going to show a picture on the screen here. Crazy. So I called down to the front desk and I was like, yeah, there's kind of a mess here. I think the ceiling is falling apart. It smells kind of like mold. And they were like, oh my God, we're going to upgrade you and we'll give you a really good room. Really sorry about that. I'm like, awesome. And the room they put me in it's not as good as the last room that I had. I'm like, yeah, this is not an upgrade. And they were like, yeah, sorry. Actually, the rooms that we thought we had to give you, they're all full tonight. So I'm waiting for the bellhop to go back to the other room with more beds for the entire family to fit in it. But regardless of that, that's not the point of this video. In fact, this video doesn't really have a point. It's just me kind of rambling about the situation facing humanity right now because it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I never thought I would see the day that the entire planet just shuts down. It's something that it will be remembered for a very long time, the rest of our lives. This is on the level of 9/11 type situation. People are going to remember this probably 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now, looking back like, where were you during the year of the CV breakout? And what was it like? Like, these are war stories we're going to tell people about down the road. And hopefully, it's not nearly as serious as the precautions that people are taking are. But the more time that passes, the more real it gets. And it is scary. It's very scary, especially for the potential that it could grow into. Thankfully, I feel like I'm of strong enough mind and body that if it were to hit me, I'd be okay. But that's just very selfish. There are a ton of people on this planet that aren't so fortunate as me. And that is a very scary, scary situation. Do I feel like people are blowing it out of proportion? A little bit. It's very serious, but I do feel like even with as severe as it is, and as necessary as the precautions everyone are taking are, I still feel like the reality is being blown a little bit out of proportion. And what I mean by that is the stock market. You guys have heard me talk about the stock market a little bit before. I never really wanted to turn this channel into that kind of thing because at the end of the day, I'm a gamer. I'm always a gamer. I love video games. I always will love them, regardless of when and if I have the time to play them. But I've always been a big fan of the stock market. I've been in it a very long time. It's a little fun fact about me that many people probably don't know. My video I made about GameStop the other day, talking about why I'm buying it. And it was up 20% today. Take that with a grain of salt because next week it could fall 40%. The way the market is right now, it's so unstable. It is ridiculous. I'm not about to make this a predictions video or anything like that, but I do potentially see the market falling more than what it has right now because just look around. Everything is stopped. Concerts, gatherings, major sports, minor sports, like any public gatherings for anything. I saw someone post on Facebook earlier. It's like you don't realize how much humanity actually does until it gets stopped. And it's very jarring. And I don't think we've seen the effects of that yet. The long-term effects, the ramifications from that are going to be mind-numbingly, bogglingly crazy, like absolutely nuts. Looking forward to 6-8 months in the future, assuming everything's repaired and gotten back to some sort of semblance of normal, companies, major corporations are going to be feeling this for a very long time. Minor, small businesses will be put out of business, bankrupt because of this. I was at the winery in Temecula, California earlier tonight, talking with the owner. His name's Rick, really good guy. And I'm like, how do you feel about this affecting your business here? And he's like, we're scared because if there's a state mandate to shut us down for a prolonged period of time, I don't know if we're going to be able to survive that. Because these places, you think they make a lot of money, but they operate on a week-to-week basis with their employees, and it's expensive. And paying for the overhead, paying for the land, I don't know what the cost of the location is, things like that. It's just, there's a lot of fees that are involved with stuff in reality, and I know money isn't a big deal when it comes to human lives, but the reality is, money is important for the world to go around, and if people don't do anything, then in essence, every service shuts down. It grinds to a halt. Food, agriculture stops. It's crazy. And to think that we were just as a civilization, just one Black Plague type thing away from just stopping any progress we've ever made. It's crazy. It's something that I've never really put much thought into until now. And honestly, it's making me reevaluate reality in a good way. Like, think about what's important in life and how money is pretty meaningless at the end of the day, outside of getting your bills paid and having a roof over your head. But back to the stock market, I made a joke on Twitter the other day talking about how I'm putting as much money as I can into the stock market as it continues to fall right now, because, this might be my room, hold on. Yes? Beautiful, thank you so much. All right, bye-bye. Keys are on the way. Bellman's on his way. That's what they told me like 10 minutes ago. But anyways, so the stock market, I was saying in my tweet, like, I'm putting all my money into it because if the stocks just fall to nothing, like all of them, like Nike, Coke, McDonald's, like gigantic Disney, like you think Exxon, the biggest companies on the planet are losing like 60 to 70% market share in like 2 weeks. It's nuts. And it's still kind of trickling down, not to mention like the cruise line industry and the airline industry and everything. It's absolutely bonkers how cheap stocks are right now. And I was of the mindset of, I'll just throw my money into the fire. And if it burns up and it all disappears, the money's not worth anything anyway, so who cares? But we all know better. We've been through this before. Those of us that lived through the 2008 housing crisis, the financial crisis, and how it all came back. And it always does. And most bleakest moments of our lives, we feel like nothing will ever get back to normal. But as a human race, we always seem to find a way. And I think that's what I'm getting at with all of this. Like, that's the important thing in this, is we will get through this, hopefully with minimal loss of lives and minimal casualties, but it's basically an all-out war against a virus that was created in a laboratory in China, which is still super sketchy to me. I'd like to know a little bit more about that. I feel like people don't talk about that part either, but yeah, it's crazy. Oh, yep. Oh, he's here. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.